Cool. So shall I just kick off then and say,
yep.
Hello, Jane. And so this is Jane Martin, and I am Tricia Lemon. And Jane and I have both been going through a spiritual awakening pretty much over the last 4 years. And over those 4 years, Jane and I have touched base with each other, and in some senses kept each other from feeling a little bit mad, maybe at
sane.
times.
Kept each other sane.
And sharing our experiences when the spiritual path is pretty much the pathless path. And so finding someone like Jane has been hugely important to me, because I've been able to share with her things that I'm going through that I couldn't do with others. Anyway, over the last 4 years, Jane and I, we keep saying we're going to do something together because we feel that being two awakened female, we have got something to bring to the world, but we're not quite sure really how to do that yet. So I think we're exploring that, aren't we? Doing these presentations. So today's presentation or discussion, we're going to talk about dreaming and dream work, because for me, dreaming has been really intrinsic part of my spiritual awakening. So for the last 4 years, I actually have been just making little notes on the dreams that I have had. And then the last couple of weeks, I'm really digging into them to try and find what the message is, perhaps that other people could share from it, or if they're on their own awakening, it might help others see that other people may be having similar experiences or similar dreams. So that's kind of my introduction, Jane. Before I get into the dreaming bit, I thought perhaps you want to share.
Yeah, so... yeah, as you say, I think we've kept each other some degree of sanity for the past few years. But the dreaming piece was for me, it came in, my awakening came in very suddenly and very hard. And a big part of that was I started having very vivid dreams, almost, not that I didn't dream before, but they became quite a different kind of dream overnight, literally. And when I first started this whole awakening process, they were quite violent dreams. They were sort of war zones and lots of different things. And then they turned into a different kind of dream with figures and animals and metaphors and things coming in that, I'd never learned in this life. People would tell me, oh, you must have learned it at school. But I was sort of seeing things and hearing things that I wouldn't have known in what I see as this current life on earth. And then once I got a handle on the dream space and what it was, actually became, I wouldn't say it became easy, but it became easier to kind of navigate what was happening and understand how you can use dreams to heal you and to move stuff through you. Because I think you've said it before, Tricia, that and I've heard it said, dreams are the truth, that they're your subconscious trying to show you in different ways what you need to look at to heal yourself, and you hold them in your body and your psyche. And if you can see them, face them, clear them, and some dreams have been lovely, don't get me wrong, some of my dreams have been awesome, but it's just been a fascinating journey. So yeah, let's see where we go and have a chat.
Yeah, so just picking on that point about dreams being a truth and from your subconscious, and I've discussed this before and said that for me, you can't get anything more truthful than a dream, because it's not being tainted by anything, by the ego or by other people. And even though content might have people in, and it might be sometimes in a setting, but the messages are not from the ego, they are from, as I would say, from my deep subconscious. And I know as I've gone back now and looked at those dreams, and I will share them as we maybe do a few more of these presentations, I can see clearly that they do line up very clearly with what you would call an awakening, whether for me it's been two ways. It's been an ascension and then a descent. And for me, that's become quite clear that those two processes happen. So yeah, with you, Jane, the dream is a truth, and it does come from the subconscious. And as much as I've had difficult dreams, I've had some most amazing dreams that on this planet I would never see, feel, hear that kind of resonance in my normal day-to-day life, whether it's been music or cosmic visions or overwhelming feelings of love within my body. I never ever see those in my normal waking life. So there is something within dreams that I think we've lost somehow our capacity to use that symbolism to help us share or help us take us on our journey through this lifetime. And I think a lot of people are fascinated by the dreams, but tend to get quite analytical about them, and they're looking for the outside meaning rather than that inner, deeper psyche meaning that isn't always clear in a dream. It's not meant to be, because the symbols and the psyche and their energy patterns are not logical, black and white. This is what's going to happen to you tomorrow, sort of thing. Sorry,
and people's dreams are quite personal as well. So what you see in a dream might be the same as what someone else sees in a dream, but you will interpret it slightly differently. But underneath it all, there's a meaning that's probably consistent, but it's just getting to that. And I was fascinated, you were talking about types of dreams, and I mentioned that earlier because a mentor of mine actually who helped me through this is, she's described dreams in different ways as prophetic dreams that we have, which I think are quite amazing. There's processing dreams that are sort of moving stuff through you. There's mediumistic dreams where people will come in that may have passed. I can't remember what the fourth one was now, but they're all sort of different types. And I think one of the first dreams I remember when I had this overnight wake up was literally getting shouted at, "Get out of your own way." And I was lying in bed going, "Get out of my," and that was the crux of it. It's like, get out of your own way, stop being analytical about this, and just watch what we're showing you. And it's very confronting to the human or the ego to think, shit, there's something else that it wants to move through me that I don't have any control over.
Yes.
And so kind of relaxing into that will, I've found, help you get through it. Again, like, it's not always pleasant, but if you can, it helps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I've had some amazing dreams, and hopefully I'll be able to share some with you if we do a couple of more of these parts. That would be great, because I think by going back now and looking at the dreams, I can see the awakening journey, but all of the dreams are not the journey itself, although they accompany the awakening. They're not all of my awakening. There are lots of other things that have happened.
Exactly.
Mystical experiences, being psychic, feeling the energy flowing through your body, feeling, your chakras opening. There's lots of other things. But I think for this, what I've tried to do when I've looked at my dreams is look at the dream and then think about what was happening at that time as well during the awakening. Or sometimes I've had a dream when I've gone back and I had a dream, but something happened a couple of weeks later that matched up to the dream. So it's almost like you say, they are quite prophetic. I guess my takeaway, what I would try and share it on this particular call, is that these are really deep dreams from your psyche about awakening. I don't think you and I are talking about everyday dreams and you just, you have a dream you get up one morning, you think, you wonder what that is. I think these are dreams.
Yeah, your teeth falling out or something.
Yeah, they really are specific to my awakening. And so I'd like at some point we could share those. Yeah.
But I think the main message for me, when we sort of have some further ones looking at individual dreams, is, learning to trust them and learning to trust in your interpretation of them as well. I mean, I've obviously, when you have a dream now, sometimes I'll look up things or see what the meanings are, and that all helps. But really, it's realizing that everything, which sounds really arrogant, but we know every single thing that's ever happened in the universe at any particular time.
Yeah.
And the dream will pick up on a bit of our own soul's journey at this time that we need to look at. So it's almost like, I know people talk about the Akashic records and things. I mean, that could just be a name for it, but it's just like where all the information is stored about the universe. The dreams access it as relevant to you. So
and the dream reveals that to you.
Yes,
it lets you see it, and you're like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I've had dreams that I've been in a lot of pain in my body, and I still get that every so often. And a dream will clear it because I've been holding something energetically in me, and the dream will let me process it. And then the next morning, literally, it's gone, and then something else will come up. But the more I get to accept that process, the easier it happens.
Yes. Yeah. So it is part of the awakening journey, and it's not all of it. The dream is not all of it, but that deep, it's how the deep, in a way, I suppose, the deep subconscious speaks to us and shows us things that we didn't. I call them, I don't know what you call them. I call them knowings. They're knowings.
Yeah.
My mind, my subconscious already knows that. I can't.
Yeah, or like gnosis, right?
Yeah. I can't go around looking for those answers. There's a knowing deeper within me that is the truth, and I can be totally accepting of it. I don't never feel a sense that I should argue with it. It's showing me that these things are the truth of the universe. People get a bit scared about that. I think it's a bit woo-woo when you start talking about the universe.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people have said you're mental. Yeah, but whatever.
Good.
But so, I mean, going forward then, I think we'll be exploring a bunch of things, right? And whatever people want us to explore maybe as well.
Yeah. So perhaps we'll do a couple of dreams, see how that features on this kind of format of delivering. And I think you and I both agree we just want to keep it quite not informal, but we don't want to be scripted. We want to keep it as authentic as possible. And I guess for me, one of the biggest things is that I was lucky to meet you and to meet another woman who's had a spiritual awakening. And it's, for me, what's important is, what is it that you and I can bring that from that spiritual awakening that does add value to other people? Because for me, there's 101 books out there on spirituality and chakras and Jiva Shakti, masculine, all of those things. It's all out there. Anybody can go and read it. So I'm really keen to find what our message is and how that might support people where they are now on their own journey.
Yeah, I think even just talking about it and people realizing that normal people, I use that word carefully, who's normal, what's normal, but we were pretty normal people going about our business, and all of a sudden all this stuff came through, and that for me it was quite hard initially because the sort of logical analytical bit of me was like, oh, what's that? And friends of mine were kind of like, oh, but it's so true. I there's so many things that happen. I cannot deny the truth of the power of dreams and the power of that access. So I think that's, even if we get people to help people accept that, it'll be a plus for me.
Yeah. And to look at the dreams and not analyze it, but to look at it as in, what's its meaning? What does it feel like? And there's lots of ways that the dream can bring something. I would call it bringing into consciousness. So instead of waking up and going, I had a dream and it was, I don't know, this happened. Stop looking at the happening, but try and understand or feel what it was showing you from the subconscious. And I think that's what I learned to do. Like you said, I tried to be more intuitive about the dream. And if I didn't get it, it was fine. I would just leave it. But then a couple of weeks later, then it would click inside.
Yeah, it always shows itself eventually. I think I've lost Tricia. I think I've lost you there for a minute. I think we're getting told by the universe to. I lost you completely. Maybe this is the end of this bit.
Right. Okay then. So next time we hopefully will bring. I'll bring you some of my writings that I wrote about. My first leg of writing about all my awakening dreams. I'll share them with you and some of the messages that I think I've taken away from it, but also what I've tried to do is bring some of the symbolism in. So whilst I might have had a dream, there are other aspects where I go, oh, there's a symbol there. You might see that in the tarot card, or there's a symbol there. You might see that in alchemy, or there's a symbol there. You might see that in the Greek gods. And I've tried to not so much go into those in details, but just to say these are all the same things happening, but they're just given in different languages and different symbols, but they're the same thing that sits underneath it. So yeah, I'm going to have a go at that as well next time.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you. Cool.
Right then. Cheerio.
Until next time.
Enjoy your afternoon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.